I'm a jazz traveler. I like to wing it. And today I'm off to do some big city bird watching. The most common city birds are the starling, the sparrow, and the common town pigeon. But I'm not looking for any common ordinary bird, one that follows the flock. Nah, not me. I'm looking for a bird that makes flying look easy. Believe me, they're not easy to find. Ask old Ben Franklin. He had a few things to say about bird watching. In those days they called it venery, the sport of hunting or the chase. Ben came up with his own list of 13 virtues, and number 12 was... oh, nice. And number 12 was chastity. Rarely use venery, he wrote, but for health or offspring, and never to dullness or weakness. Hey, I'm with Ben. We birders have to stay sharp. I wasn't too sharp that morning, I'll tell you. I got lost driving into Philadelphia and ended up in a seedy, rundown part of Germantown. But you know, if that hadn't happened, I might have thought everybody in Philly carries a street map and a camera. Bunch of posers. I wonder where all the birds are. They must be around here somewhere. I found lots of feathers. Maybe I'll find greener pastures in Washington. Division Monument was created by a veterans organization to honor the valiant efforts of the soldiers who fought in World War I. Have you ever noticed that grown-ups like to go on organized tours, while kids just start climbing all over everything?
Come on, you guys. Come on up.
The statue is inspired by a character from Greek mythology called Nike, like the shoe.
She can really fly, you know.
Sometimes known as the winged goddess of victory.
There she goes!
The flying drapery gives you the impression that the winged goddess is actually flying.
Ah, you missed it.
If you're into bird watching, you came to the right city. Right, let's go. Not many people know that Abe Lincoln was a bird lover. Where he's sitting now, he must be in his old glory. Not many people know that our 16th president, Abe Lincoln, was a bird lover. On Thanksgiving, his young son interrupted a cabinet meeting, begging the president to give their turkey a stay of execution. Abe agreed, and the turkey became a family pet. His son named him Jack. Since then, it's become a tradition at the White House to spare a turkey at Thanksgiving. Look at these brave Americans, up in the barricades, guarding the president with their lives. And how about this gardener? He must wonder sometimes, while he's pruning the roses, what history is being made behind those walls. I'll bet they got birds in there. The Capitol building, the seat of government. Maybe this is where all the migrating birds come to roost. Ah, I think I've found a white-breasted nuthatch.
Come on, show us a little cleavage.
Or it could be a tufted titmouse.
Why don't you go up the top step? Go ahead.
Let me check my guidebook.
Oh, sweet.
Here it is. Their ritualized displays may include preening, pecking, and adjustment of tail feathers. Originally a cliff-dwelling species, they like to sit on ledges and parapets of city buildings. If only Abe Lincoln was here now. I wondered what he'd have to say about what's going on in D.C. these days. That bird over by the monument made me want to stand up and salute. Hey, look across the street. A movie star. Yo! Snakes on a plane! Why won't anybody let me forget that, man? No wonder I'm getting nowhere with the chicks. The Hollywood movies are being shot at the moment. If you're lucky, you might spot Samuel L. Jackson, who acted in Snakes on a Plane. Well, I don't know if you call that acting. This adventure almost didn't happen. At the border, the customs officer gave me a hard time. He thought I might be trying to sneak into the country to steal somebody's job. Let me get this straight, buddy. You got no house and no wife and no job to go back to. And you haven't even booked any accommodations. You just wake up this morning and decide to go on a trip? I told him the truth. I like to wing it. Here we have the official city bird of Cleveland. Well, I'm not expecting to have much luck around here, even if it is the birthplace of rock and roll.
Hello, everybody. This is the king of rock and roll, Alan Freed, with a choral rock and roll dance party and the big beat in popular music in America. So gather the gang around for a rockin' good time with our own big rock and roll band starring tenor sax stars Sam the Man Taylor, Big Al Sears, and Freddie Mitchell. And here we go with Right Now, Right Now.
Geez, I hit the mother lode. There's one of everything. Ducks, geese, swans, partridges, grouse, turkeys and quail, boobies and gannets, pelicans, cormorants, darters, frigate birds, bitterns, herons and regrets, spoonbills, storks, New World vultures, hawks, kites and eagles, falcons, rails and coots, cranes, lapwings and plovers, stilts and avocates, sandpipers, curlews, stints, auks and puffins, pigeons and doves, lories, parakeets, macaws and parrots, cuckoos, barn owls, nightjars, swifts, hummingbirds, kingfishers, jays, crows, magpies and ravens, larks, swallows and martins, chickadees, tree creepers, wrens, kinglets, warblers and gnatcatchers, mockingbirds and thrashers, starlings, wagtails and pipits, waxwings, wood warblers, woodpeckers, sapsuckers and flickers. In Cleveland of all places. And yet, I still haven't found the one I'm looking for. A bird that makes flying look easy. Maybe I'll finally discover that elusive creature in Chicago. Look. It's a great spewing osprey. Watch this. That's it. Doesn't last long. Waiting, waiting, waiting.
Just a gigolo, and everywhere I go, people know the part I'm playing.
This guy knows where the action is.
Selling this romance, oh, the sea. There will come a day.
Yeah, this kid's gonna do all right. Give him a couple years. He'll have the birds drinking out of his belly button.
When the end comes, I know there's just a gigolos. Life goes on without me.
Whoa. I've always liked big birds. The ostrich, the emu, the muppet.
do it again. I may say no.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I like the small ones too. Oh, I scared her away.
My lips.
Here's a pair of giggly birds.
The kiss.
Guys, let's be honest. When you're standing here looking up, what's the one thing you really want to know? You've heard of the city that never sleeps? This is the city that never shuts up. It all began in 1871 when Mrs. O'Leary's cow knocked over a lantern. Actually, that story was dreamed up by a reporter. Nobody knows how the Great Chicago Fire really started. There were a lot of fires in those days. Too many wooden buildings and sidewalks, not enough firefighters. In 3 days, most of the city was destroyed. But it wasn't long before Chicago rose up like a phoenix from the ashes. The city was rebuilt from scratch by some of the world's greatest architects. These days, Chicago has one of the most efficient firefighting forces in the country. And you know, I haven't heard one person complaining about all the racket. The wonders of nature. This egg is so perfectly balanced that it can be supported by a single brown house martin. Don't let go. Just be sure to hang on. No, don't.
It looks all right. It's okay.
On the left is a good example of the vane flycatcher. Don't let go. Hey, what'd I say? Told ya. You're lucky nobody got hurt. That spastic cameraman is me. I don't have to tell you what was on my mind. The City of Sirens. You've probably heard of the sirens of myth. Dangerous creatures, half women and half birds, who lured sailors to the rocky coasts with an irresistible song, shrouding them in a fatal lethargy. Remember what Ben Franklin had to say about the virtue of chastity?
Come on. You just wait, honey. Can't you see Mommy's busy?
These folks beside me must be practicing to hold up the egg. I still haven't seen the humongous chromium chicken that laid this egg, but she's probably one of those birds that can't get off the ground. If I want to find a free-flying bird, I've got a hunch I'll have to go a lot higher. Maybe I'll head up to the top of the Willis Tower to get a bird's eye view. There's a balcony up here made of all glass. It's a weird feeling when you first step out on it. Your eyes tell your brain that you're in big trouble, and you do a stilted little dance as you cross this invisible floor. It takes a while to get your sky legs. She seems to defy the laws of gravity, doesn't she? Hey, what's this? Now here's a bird who makes it look easy. Hi, my name's Jim. Why don't you come and join me? Phew! Thought it was all over, didn't you? Not quite. We haven't got to the moral of the story yet. So what have I learned on the adventure that almost didn't happen? Well, I found out that if you're looking for a bird that makes flying look easy, it's not enough to just hunt her down. You've got to be able to keep up with her. And the higher you fly, the further you can fall.
What will they say about me When the end comes, I know there's just a gigolo's. Life goes on without me, 'cause
Funny how big city birds seem to be attracted to falling water. Hey, maybe I should head for Niagara Falls.